We now know WWE is close to a deal with the CW network. They're finalizing a potential 5-year deal for the streaming rights, TV rights of WWE NXT. This is a game changer. I'm going to tell you guys why. Well, first and foremost, if you're not familiar with the CW network has been making a lot of changes in the last few years. Just a few years ago, it was sold off to a company called Nexstar. And then CBS and Warner Brothers Discovery both became minority owners in the company, which is actually really strangely funny considering the fact that WWE is competing with AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery has a TV deal with AEW, but Warner Bros. Discovery also has 12.5% stake in the company that will be putting on WWE television on their network. The CW has been making a lot of changes in regards to the TV rights that they are acquiring. For example, college football, college basketball, NASCAR. If I remember correctly, I think they even have a TV deal with Live Golf, but I'm also pretty positive Live Golf and PGA are merging together, which I think would change things a little bit. Then, of course, we heard the news about NWA potentially getting that TV deal with the CW. Then we also heard about the cocaine spot that happened on the NWA pay-per-view, which potentially put that streaming TV deal in jeopardy. And then today it comes out, and I spoke about this on my main channel, so if you guys want more details on that, you can check it out there. But WWE is close to signing the largest media rights deal for NXT in its show's history with the CW, which is expected to be for 5 years. So the thing is, the CW is making some power moves, and it starts with putting desirable content on their network. Did you guys know that the CW is nearly available in almost every home in the United States? The reason why is because the CW can be watched from home on an antenna. So if the economy is hurting your chances of getting TV and internet, getting cable or streaming services and internet, you could buy a $20 antenna, plug it in, and watch the CW. Now, let's say you have a internet device or you have a phone or whatever. You could actually just go to the CW app and watch their shows for free. Obviously, that's a really welcome change for NXT because NXT is venturing off away from other television networks associated with WWE. We know SmackDown is going back to USA. We still don't know where Raw is going, but NXT will be moving to the CW. And for a while, I've been strongly against the idea of WWE putting their television shows on separate networks. And my reasoning for that is because some executives might want Roman Reigns on their show. The other executives might want Roman Reigns on their show. Obviously, you're trying to fulfill the needs of different executives for different networks. I find that to be somewhat challenging and disruptive to WWE. But with WWE putting NXT on its own television network, it gives WWE the ability to turn NXT into a true third brand. I like the call-up system, and I think the call-up system works fine. But if WWE NXT continues to air, let's say, Tuesday nights live on the CW, starting in September 2024, and they're doing great ratings, and they're doing great attendance numbers, I think at that point, WWE NXT needs to become a touring brand. It's a challenge for WWE because they've been doing everything from the Performance Center. But I think the idea of WWE putting NXT on its own network can cause NXT to make some massive changes that would ultimately be positive for the future of the show. So yeah, this is a game changer for a lot of reasons. It's a game changer because not only does it give WWE new opportunities, but it makes WWE get money for something that a lot of people didn't expect to get money on its own. We anticipated Raw and NXT being packaged together largely due to the fact that's how it was before. But clearly, WWE NXT has shown significant growth to the point where a TV network would actually want them without getting the rights to Raw and SmackDown. And that's a pretty remarkable achievement. Maybe NXT is not for you, and that's fine. You don't have to love NXT. I enjoy NXT. You don't have to enjoy NXT. But the fact that WWE is able to sell 3 different shows' rights to 3 different networks is a very positive sign. And ultimately, it could be a really good thing if AEW can do the same thing with Rampage, Collision, and Dynamite. Having 3 different TV networks pay you money for your show is pretty massive. But you also got to think about the long-term potential. Because WWE NXT would have 5 years on the CW network. 5 years. And again, it's easily accessible to watch it. So I imagine a lot of good could come from this. On the flip side, I am really curious as to what the hell is going on with NWA. Billy Corgan may have fumbled the ball. He may have fumbled the bag. He may have fumbled the ball. It sounded like Billy Corgan was in the end zone, ready to score the touchdown. And then they have this spot on pay-per-view where James Mitchell's doing a line of cocaine. And it's got everybody pissed off and frustrated. It didn't put anybody over, but he did it anyways. They did it. They got people talking. I get it. Some press. Some people will say good press, bad press. It doesn't really matter as long as people are talking. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But the reality is, when you're on the verge of getting a TV deal, instead of being on freaking YouTube, you have the chance to be on TV. I mean, it just kind of sounded like a very stupid decision, right? And I can't see the possibilities of WWE and NWA being on the same network. I can't see it happening. And apparently, CW has been wanting wrestling for a while. Hence why they've had conversations with other companies. I'm almost curious if TNA was ever an option, because that would have been really cool. It would have been a game changer for TNA. But if you're the CW, you have to be realistic. Do you want TNA or do you want WWE? Do you want AEW or do you want WWE? Do you want NWA or do you want WWE? No, you want WWE. Yeah, it's WWE's third brand, but clearly WWE's third brand is valuable because if it wasn't, they wouldn't be getting a massive payout. So I'm excited for this. Obviously, there's pros and cons to everything, but the CW is planning on making more changes. They're planning on doing a lot of stuff. They've already been doing a lot of stuff. And I like the fact that it's accessible to everyone, man. You can't use the economy as an excuse. You can't use the channel packages being dropped, from the TV networks being dropped from your cable package. We saw the whole just screw that. We saw this whole thing happen with Bally Sports and YouTube TV getting dropped, and we see these types of things happening. I think this is huge, man. Huge. It should definitely make things better for WWE NXT. I hope it works out for them. And congrats to them, dude. A lot of people who never wrestled in a ring before went to WWE's Performance Center. They got on WWE NXT, and the show is valuable. And a lot of people are interested in it. It's pretty cool.